What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live, presented by Bet Online. Today, the Blazers head into Oklahoma City for their first matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder. They will play them in back-to-back games today, and then a couple days from now. We will preview that game. We'll take a couple questions, and we also have 9 games for picks against the spread, so that segment will be full today. Eric, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. Just got some errands done, last minute Christmas stuff, so getting all prepared for that. How about yourself?
Been good, man. Just been putting out these graphics and adding the against the spread records and all that sort of stuff, and taking a little extra time making sure these are up to snuff, up to your guys' standards. So doing that, and then just been editing and kind of relaxing, enjoying my Monday. I have a major football game that I'm going to be paying attention to along with this Blazer game tonight. I'm up for with a player playing in the fantasy football playoffs in our league. The other guy has a player playing as well, so Monday Night Football is going to be wild. Good luck to me. I need Tutu Atwell to give me some points. Anyway, let's take a look at picks against the spread. Once again, this segment is brought to you by Bet Online. Every spread that you see in this segment is brought to you via Bet Online. So if you want to get in on any of the action, head over to betonline.ag and use the promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, and you'll receive 50% rewards. Bet Online, where the game starts, actually is what it is, Eric. We're doing better. I'm doing better. 4-1 on Thursday. Gained ground on everybody. Well, I said everyone was doing better. Aeromancer struggled. 0-5, unfortunately. What are your thoughts on these standings?
I still like them.
You still like them because you're up top, but I'm catching up. I'm within 8 games of you, Eric. I'm right on your heels. There's 9 games today. I might have first. Might be defending my crown soon. We'll see. But I'm winning some double downs finally. That helps.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, chat, you guys and me have been neck and neck. Aeromancer and Zach been trying to climb back from the bottom, but they're still close enough. And we always end off picks against the spread on the final day of the regular season where we pick 15 games worth. With a double down, that's 16. So if you keep it within that, you theoretically have a chance up until the final day. So it's still early. We're not even halfway through this season yet. At the end of the season, it's like 150 and 150 the records are. It's something insane. Anyway, Eric, let's jump into the action. Game number 1, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers hosting the Utah Jazz. It's Donovan Mitchell going up against his former team, except it's not in Salt Lake City. He had some comments on them today. But this game will be played in Cleveland, and Cleveland is a 7-point home favorite.
Yeah, so Utah is without Colin Sexton and Kelly Olynyk. Cleveland is without Lamar Stevens, Dean Wade, Dylan Windler, and Ricky Rubio.
Who's out for Utah again?
Kelly Olynyk and Colin Sexton.
All right, I was thinking Kelly Oubre for some reason. And the Colin Sexton thing threw me off because, yeah, he's in Utah now. It's him going home, basically. All right, so nobody sent you their picks ahead of time, so every mod should be in chat.
Yep.
Normally I put in the logos for the picks as we do things. I already have them in this time, so I can kind of pay attention to chat and relax and think about my picks.
Jackson and Aeromancer are on the Jazz.
Well, I thought I changed the logos. I guess not for this game. I changed them for every other game.
Sure you did.
Why is the logos not... I don't know. Maybe I skipped over this game. Because that was not supposed to be a Lakers logo. That's a Jazz logo. So that was Jackson and Aeromancer. I think the Cavs match up really well with the Jazz, with the size that they have. Mobley on Markkanen. I like Cleveland in this game.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to take Cleveland, as is Zach and Connor.
All right.
And Trevin's taking Jazz.
Trevin is taking the Utah Jazz. Whoops, wrong logo. And chat is pretty split on this one. But they're going to go with the Cavs as well. So almost a split vote to start things off, but Trevin Jackson, Aeromancer Jazz, everybody else Cavs. Game number 2, you got the 16-12 Philadelphia 76ers. That record isn't right for the Raptors. I tried. What's the Raptors record right now, Eric?
13-17, I believe.
13-17. They have been struggling. I think I put in the picks against the spread record, but not the overall record. But Toronto is struggling right now. Philadelphia is playing better. Therefore, Philadelphia in this game, 7-point home favorite.
For Toronto, they are without Gary Trent Jr., Otto Porter Jr., and Precious Achua. OG Anunoby is actually looking like he's going to play. For the 76ers, Furkan freaking Korkmaz is out, and Tyrese Maxey.
Got a lot of nostalgia in that injury report.
Yeah.
I love it.
I am going to take the Raptors.
I'm going to take the Sixers.
Jackson is taking the Raptors. And Aeromancers with 76ers. Zach is 76ers. Trevin 76ers.
What's Connor rolling with?
Do not know yet.
Well, while we wait. I'll fix the graphic. There you go. And chat, it looks like, is going with the 76ers. Heavy on the Sixers. Connor's going Raptors. So, another 3 versus 5 here. Eric, Jackson, Connor going Raptors. Everybody else going with the Philadelphia 76ers. Game number 3. You got the 15-15 Atlanta Hawks hosting the 11-20 Orlando Magic. But the Magic have been playing phenomenal basketball. I believe they're on a 5-game winning streak as of now. Atlanta still at home, an 8-point favorite.
Yeah, so Jalen Suggs is out, Gary Harris out, Chuma Okeke, Wendell Carter Jr., Jonathan Isaac all out for Orlando. And for Atlanta, only Clint Capella is out, meaning DeJounte Murray and John Collins are making their return to the lineup tonight.
I thought John Collins wasn't going to return until he was traded, which therefore wouldn't have been a return. But, we're going back and forth on that again.
That was just people making stuff up or speculating.
Yeah. We'll see. Always something about John Collins, though. I'm going with the points, and I'm going with the Magic. They've played too well lately to take Atlanta here, in my opinion.
Zach took the Hawks. Jackson took the Magic.
What are you going with, Eric?
Connor took Magic. I'm going to take the Magic. I have a funny feeling the Hawks are going to finally have a good game, but I can't bet on them.
Yep. Trevin goes Magic. Aeromancer goes Magic. And chat is heavy on the Hawks. 63%. So just in case anybody doesn't know how a spread works, I feel like we should remind everybody every episode, but I forget. Atlanta being 8-point favorites means they have to win by
9 or more.
Yeah, by more than 8 in order for them to be the right pick. If Atlanta wins by less than 8 or Orlando wins, Orlando's the right pick. That's why you see teams with an overall record of 11-20 in the Magic's case, but against the spread, they're actually 16-14-1. The one being, if Atlanta won by 8 in this game, it'd be a push and it wouldn't count. So that's why Orlando has a winning record against the spread despite being a losing record, and Atlanta has a losing record against the spread. Figured I should explain that, because I think chat's gone with the favorite. Yeah, chat's gone with the favorite every game, so figured I wanted to explain that. It's not just picking who you think will just outright win the game. All right, just wanted to make sure. So, Dallas is heading into Minnesota as a 4-point road favorite. Both of these teams are at 500. Both of these teams have been bad against the spread.
Yep. And let's see. The injury report is as follows for the Mavericks. Luka's going to play. Tim Hardaway Jr. is out. Josh Green, Maxi Kleber out. Dwight Powell is questionable still. Let me just make sure they haven't updated that. Nope, still listed as questionable. And then for the Timberwolves, we have Rudy Gobert out, Karl Anthony Towns out, Taurean Prince, Jordan McLaughlin out as well, Kyle Anderson questionable, Naz Reid, D'Angelo Russell probable, both expected to play.
Alrighty, Zach goes Timberwolves. Is Reese in here? Is Reese still high on the Timberwolves? Because that was his team last year. Aeromancer goes Dallas.
I'm going to take Dallas as well.
I'm going to take Dallas as well. I don't think Minnesota has anyone that can remotely guard Luka.
Jaden McDaniels.
We saw how he guarded Dame. He didn't guard Dame. He helped on the Justice Winslow drives. Connor goes Mavs. Trevin Mavs. Which means the way this is going, I feel like Zach's going to get a win here. What'd Jackson go with? Dallas, okay. I didn't see it. And then chat is going with the Timberwolves. So chat was like, we can't go with the favorite again. There we go. Timberwolves. Chat going against the grain. I like it, Eric. All right, game number 5 of 9. We got your Portland Trail Blazers at 17-13. And the best team in the league against the spread so far. Heading into OKC, who's also good against the spread. Portland is a 4-point road favorite.
All right. Well, first of all, it looks like Jeremy Grant is going to play. Yusuf Nurkic is out, along with Nasir Little and Gary Payton. Josh Hart also available to play. So, yeah, Nurk, Little, Payton out for the Blazers. For the Thunder, they're without Josh Giddey, Darius Baisley, Trey Mann, Ousmane Dieng, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, and, of course, Chet Holmgren. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was listed as out yesterday and now miraculously is able to play, so he is available.
Players always play against us, and then we'll be out other games. That's just the way it is this year.
I hate when teams list someone as out the day before though, and then play list them as doubtful and then play.
Yeah. At least they're not putting everybody on their injury report. This is actually tougher than I feel like people would expect. Jackson, Trev, and Aeromancer are going with the Blazers.
Connor's on the Thunder. Zach is Blazers. I'm going to go Blazers too. Probably thinking with my heart, but...
I mean, we don't have Nurk, so we're not going to rebound. We're gonna switch Eubanks onto SGA after we start with Grant on SGA. Oh, God. Chat is going with the Blazers. I think the Blazers win by like one possession, so I'm going with the Thunder. We'll preview this game in a second, but I am actually a little bit more worried about this game than I feel like people would expect. So me and Connor going with the Thunder, everybody else going with the Blazers. I would love for a Blazers blowout win. I'll take an L on that. If that's the case, I'll be happy to. So, game number 6, you got the New Orleans Pelicans hosting the Milwaukee Bucks, a battle of really good teams. New Orleans is a 1-point home favorite. This is going to be a really good game.
Yep. So, for the Milwaukee Bucks, they are without Chris Middleton. That's the only person out for this game. Giannis is going to play, and Joe Ingles is making his return from last season's ACL injury.
He's back before Gary Payton II.
Yep. For the New Orleans Pelicans, they are still without Brandon Ingram, and then also Larry Nance Jr. is out as well.
Raisin says, Tori's a fake Blazer fan. I don't know what I want to do with this game, man.
Well, since the Bucks didn't show up for their game last Thursday and screwed my double down, I feel like they will not have a second performance like that this in a week span. So I'm going to take the Bucks.
Giannis maybe is the best defender to deal with Zion in the entire league.
Besides Nas.
Huh? You said who?
Nas. Nasir Little.
No. I'm going with the Bucks as well.
I mean, he's a noted Zion stopper, so that's not that's not a joke.
Okay. Zach going with the Pelicans. In the yeah, I don't know. You're not gonna get me talking down upon Nasir Little right now. I will.
No, I'm not. That's not a joke. In high school, AAU,
yeah, the McDonald's All-American game, Nas outplayed him. Yeah, Nas was a phenomenal high school player. I just wish he was a phenomenal NBA player. But no, he had some good moments for sure. But I wouldn't trust him now to defend Zion because I can't trust him to defend Doug McDermott. Anyway, Jackson Bucks. Trevin Bucks. Chat Bucks. Chat loves themselves, the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that sentence was grammatically correct, but let's move on. Game number 7, we got Houston hosting San Antonio in a battle of tanking Texas teams. You like that alliteration? Houston is a 4.5-point home favorite.
All right, so Houston is, or no, they're the road team. We got, just finding my notes here. The Spurs are without Keldon Johnson, Josh Richardson, and Blake Wesley. The Rockets are without Jayshawn Tate and Garrison Matthews. You're muted still.
I'm just going to take the points and go with the Spurs.
Jackson says Rockets.
I need to rename these folders. I'm just going to do that now, finally. Okay, this one's Jackson. This one's Connor.
Trevin is Rockets.
Okay, Trevin was Rockets and Jackson was Rockets?
Yep.
Connor. Yeah, okay.
Zach and Connor Spurs with you. Aeromancer Rockets. Jackson, how did you not go with the Spurs?
Yeah, especially when they're playing the Rockets of all teams. Chat goes Rockets. What are you going with, Eric?
I'm going to go Spurs.
Split vote. Let's go. All right. Eric goes Spurs. So me, Eric, Zach, Connor versus Trevin, Jackson, Aeromancer, and Chat. Game number 8. We got Phoenix hosting the Los Angeles Lakers, and Phoenix is a whopping 10.5-point home favorite.
The Lakers, off their miraculous win last night, go into this one without, of course, Anthony Davis, who's going to be out at least a month. Juan Toscano Anderson, I should say. Austin Reeves and LeBron James all out as well. Pat Bev questionable. For the Suns, though, Devin Booker out, Cam Payne out, Jock Landale out, Dwayne Washington Jr. and Cam Johnson both out, and DeAndre Ayton questionable. Their projected starting lineup is CP3, Shamet, Mikal Bridges, Torrey Craig, and DeAndre Ayton if he plays. If not, Biyombo.
Oh, I know why the logos in the first slide weren't right, because they're tied to the logos in this slide for some reason. I can't take the time to even mess with that right now. I just gotta switch it over to the new teams. I'll have to fix that at some point. Yeah, it's like whatever I change these logos to in the 8th game will change the logos for the first game. It's very weird. I don't know why. But yeah, so I'm just taking the freaking points in this one. Connor Suns, Zach Suns.
Jackson was Lakers.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Zach, yeah, I already said Zach. Waiting on Eric, Trevin, Aeromancer.
Arrow.
Aeromancer took the Lakers.
Yeah, I think
Trevin took the Suns.
anytime we talk about point spread being that high, I'm just going to take the points if I don't know, so I'll take points.
All right, you're taking the points, and Chat is also taking the points 53% Lakers, unless like a final last-second vote changes it to the Suns. Let's see.
Nope.
Waiting on YouTube.
Nope. It's 52.
It's Lakers. Cool. All right, so
He's questionable, Max.
final game of the day. You got the Sacramento Kings hosting the Charlotte Hornets, and Sacramento is a 10-point home favorite.
All right, so the Hornets are without Mark Williams, Dennis Smith Jr., and Cody Martin. Terry Rozier doubtful. The Sacramento Kings had Davion Mitchell and Alex Len listed on the injury report, but both look like they're available to play, so they have no injuries.
I'm still muted. This is a tough one. I don't know what I want to do.
I'm going to take the Kings, as is Aeromancer and Zach. Jackson is on the Hornets. He says, "Island me."
No, I won't.
Premature.
I will not island him because I'm also going Hornets.
Premature ask.
Trevin goes Kings. Did Connor pick? Gotta let this chat poll play out because this could be their double down. Once I see Connor vote, I'm ending the chat poll. Jackson says, "Hey, what happened with my island last week?"
Let me check. The Jackson Islands. He didn't have an island on Thursday.
I don't remember him having an island either. Okay, we're ending chat poll. Connor, please. Kings. Okay, Kings for Connor. Kings for chat. Cool. Me and Jackson. I don't think I've had an island all year. And I think like there's been 2 or 3 times where I would have had an island, except Jackson and me are on the same team, so it's tough. But anyway, time for double downs. What's chats?
Chats is let me see. They have that 82%. No, they had 2 tied. So 76ers -7 against the Raptors.
Okay. Hold on. 76ers -7 versus or at?
Versus Raptors.
Okay, and then
Kings versus -10 versus Hornets.
All right.
All right, so Trevin's double down is the Bucks. Jackson's is the Blazers. Connor is going against the Blazers with his double down.
All right. Trevin, you said was
Bucks.
okay. Oh, that's the wrong. Okay, I'm renaming these finally. I'll probably ask you for all these again, but okay. And then turns above, and then change this. All right. What was that again? Connor was
Thunder. Yep.
And
Jackson Blazers,
the Blazers
going against each other. Zach Spurs. Trevin Bucks. Aeromancer Kings.
I'm gonna take the Magic. Because I believe in magic. Chat is like on the fence. What's your double down, Eric?
I'm actually gonna take the Raptors. I feel like they
Oh wow. I'm gaining ground.
are hearing all the talk tonight or yesterday and are going to come out with their best game of the year.
Fred VanVleet, 3 for 18. Let's go. Chat's 50-50 on 40 votes. So next vote breaks the tie, Eric. So if you want to vote for Chat's Double Down, there we go. We got Sacramento. So you guys agree with Aeromancer. You guys chose Aeromancer over... Oh, I thought somebody else had the Sixers. Anyway, all right, so everybody has something different. Jackson versus Connor on the Blazers versus Thunder game. I'm going with the Magic. Aeromancer and Chat agree with the Kings. Eric going with the Raptors against the Sixers. I got Magic versus Hawks. Zach, Spurs against Rockets. Trevin, Bucks against the Pelicans, which is probably the game of the day. Of course, other than the Blazers heading into OKC. Going to be interesting to see. If the Bucks can knock off the Pelicans, Blazers have a chance to gain a game on them in the standings today. Anyway, that is picks against the spread. Once again, if you want to get in on any of those spreads, head over to Bet Online and use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV. Okay, preview time. I took the Thunder. Portland as 4-point favorites. I think this game is actually going to be closer than Blazers fans think and is going to be frustrating, but I don't like the way OKC... basically it comes down to this for me, Eric. They have a star guard. We can't slow down star guards. We're probably going to put Jeremy Grant on SGA, and SGA is going to run a lot of pick and rolls. He's kind of the guy. He's averaging over 30 points per game. So I don't trust us to slow down SGA whatsoever. And then also with Eubanks starting next to Jeremy Grant, I don't trust us to rebound at all. I feel like this is going to be a game where the Blazers give up double-digit offensive rebounds, 11, 12, 13 offensive rebounds, and OKC's just going to run things through SGA, and they're going to have some success there. Now, it comes down to, can OKC slow down Portland? Obviously, Portland can have a hot shooting night and win this game by 20 with all that happening. So, I would not be shocked if the Blazers blow them out of the water. But, if the Blazers don't have one of their better shooting nights, I think this could end up being a game. This is a game that the Blazers should win. I think they need to win. They need to take care of business. This is a team that they are better than. But with Nurkic being out, it worries me a little bit. And then SGA, I feel like is just gonna. I feel like he's automatically gonna have a 30-point game tonight.
Yeah, definitely a scary matchup. I'd feel much more comfortable if SGA wasn't playing. I think this would be a comfortable win. Yeah, Oklahoma City, though, doesn't really have a lot of size. So you would think they aren't a great rebounding team, but they're 9th in total rebounds per game and 10th in offensive rebounds per game. So, kind of scary considering Nurk's not going to be available. So we're going to really need Josh Hart to crash the glass and have like 20 rebounds tonight.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we saw Houston give Portland some trouble, but Portland just offensively was able to kind of take care of business there. I think OKC is a little better than Houston. They have a better record. I don't know. I feel like the Blazers either win this game by 20 or they win this game by like 2. That's why I took the Thunder. That's why I took the Thunder. I don't know. Just as long as they win the game, I don't really care. It would be nice to have a relaxing win. Relaxing wins are always fun. If this game is close, it is going to be stressful because this is a game Portland should win. Dame tonight, Eric, is likely to pass Clyde on the all-time scoring list. He needs 21 points to overtake him, or is that 21 to tie?
21 to overtake, 20 to tie.
21 to overtake. So 21, Dame's 21st point will be the one that breaks the franchise scoring record, so that'll be cool. Now, if, Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons each feel like dropping a 40-piece tonight and we blow them out of the water, maybe Dame doesn't get 21 points tonight. But with back-to-back games in OKC, it's going to happen in OKC if barring anything unfortunate, knock on wood. I'm not even going to say the word. Anyway, that's kind of my half-hearted preview of this game. Anything else in regards to previewing this game?
I'm curious your thoughts on to something Dame said this morning.
What did he say?
He said, quote, I'm going to play an aggressive game tonight.
I mean, I'd love to see it. I mean, honestly, screw it, Dame. Come out and shoot 40 shots. See if you can drop 60. Like, why not? There's really nobody. That is the one thing, is other than Lou Dort, there's really nobody on this OKC team that I would trust to guard Dame effectively. Dame is an admirer of Lou Dort. We talked about that this past offseason. So it'll be interesting to see, if Lou Dort is able to slow him down or if Dame's able to have a good game against him. But I think basically it just comes down to, especially with Eubanks, who's a good pick-and-roll finisher, but not as versatile offensively as Yusuf Nurkic is. I think you just see them run a lot of pick-and-roll, try and force switches or force the OKC defense into tough spots, and Dame tries to get going.
Yeah. I'm kind of going to take the opposite approach. I don't like announcing it before the game. I'd rather...
Why not?
Because I'd rather him just play aggressive and then afterwards say, yeah, I had a mindset that I was going to be aggressive tonight. So I almost feel like it's kind of a decoy or something, which is fine. Like, OKC, then we'll step it up. But, yeah, I don't know. I kind of like when Dame gets his team involved and stuff too. So I don't want him to just come out and chuck shots if he's being serious. But like I said, I feel like it's kind of just like setting it up. And yeah, I know, no fun, Eric, right? But I don't know. Between that and the injury things, the injury situation, I just felt like we weren't really taking this game as serious as we should. And then SGA is announced as playing, and now it's all of a sudden like, oh crap, we're gonna have a game tonight, you know?
I mean, they haven't taken a bottom feeder lightly all season, I think. They had that stretch where their energy was down and they were gassed, but that was against good teams and bad teams. It wasn't based on who their opponent was. We've seen them take care of the games that they need to take care of this year. So if they had been struggling with that, then yeah, I would probably think along the same lines, but they've taken care of business when they should take care of business, and they haven't had a ton of games like that. So I don't really read too much into that. Dame saying he's going to come out and be aggressive, I think is fine, because he's the type of guy that can say, I'm going to come out and be aggressive, and the defense knows he's going to come out and be aggressive, and then he comes out and is aggressive and still drops 30 to 40. Like, he could tell teams what he's going to do to them, and he can still do those things to them because he's such a great player. So
for sure,
if it's Drew Eubanks coming out here and saying, I'm going to be really aggressive going into the game, I'd be scared. I'd be terrified. But with it being Dame, I'm not worried.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like announcing it to the other team that that's your mindset heading into the game. I'd rather him just have that mindset.
Yeah, to me it's kind of a flex, and I like flexing, so anyway. We'll see. I mean, it's kind of interesting hearing him say that before a game, and it's going to be interesting to see how aggressive he is off the bat, because we know he likes to get his teammates involved early in games and likes to try and feel out games. So we'll see. Brian Tadovich, $5 donor. Thank you, Brian. As always, says, what's the best way to guard SGA against the pick and roll? What would you guys suggest? Thank you, Brian. Hart on SGA. Grant on, I don't know, whoever front court player they're starting. They're starting what? Jeremiah Robinson Earl, and who's their
he's out.
Poku? Okay, he's out. So I don't even know who they're starting, but Grant in help side position, Hart on SGA. You can't go under screens against him. Maybe earlier in his career you could, but you just got to chase over and send bodies and then rotate. It's basic stuff, but you just got to do the basics well against him, and then if he still goes off for 30, 35, okay, fine. You know what I mean? Like, he averages 30 points per game for a reason. It can't be a situation where you're over-helping on him or not rotating out to his kick-out passes, because then other guys get going from three, and then it's not just SGA dropping 30. You could be talking about Isaiah Joe having, 25. And Isaiah Joe's been playing some decent basketball. He's a shooter. He's been looking good for the Thunder as of late. So you don't want him going off as well, because then you're talking about a problem. You want to play sound defense on SGA. You don't want to overcommit in terms of helping on to him, but also you don't want to just let him completely go off without much help. So there's kind of a fine line there with helping onto him, rotating back out. That's the case with pretty much any pick and roll defense as a team, and they just have to execute, basically, is what it comes down to.
I Need a Hero has not been updated that SGA is actually playing tonight. Sorry to break that that news to you.
We've had like 4 people come and chat in the last 15 minutes say, wait, SGA is playing? SGA is playing? Yes, SGA is playing.
Yeah. To me, I think, since SGA is a little smaller than a guy like Luka, I would like to see them trap a little more. Maybe blitz him a couple times early. Get the ball out of his hands, make him uncomfortable, make someone else step up and beat you. I don't want to sit here in the post-game show saying that we let him dictate the whole flow of the game. So I would just make him uncomfortable.
Do you trust Eubanks trapping, though?
I do.
I don't really trust Eubanks to do anything defensively.
Honestly, if it's like a design trap where you're cutting him off, like if he's going this way and you're like this, right? So you're completely vertical to his screen, I feel fine with it. If he's going to just stay with him as he goes across the perimeter, I feel like I do with like Cody Zeller, that he's not I mean, there's no really point in doing that. So if he gets out, forces SGA to not be able to turn the corner on that pick and roll, allowing whoever's guarding him, whether that's Grant or Hart, to recover and then recovers back to his guy. I don't feel like that would hurt us as much against this team as it would other teams.
Yeah, but it has to be sprinkled in, though. I don't think, as with Eubanks in there, I don't think you can get away with doing it too much, because what'll happen, I feel like, is Eubanks will give him the gap to split, and SGA can split pick and rolls really well, and then all of a sudden, both guys guarding the pick and roll are behind him, and he's good in the mid-range. Like, he will, you can't let him split pick and rolls. That is the one thing you risk trapping. So, as the big man, when you trap, to execute it properly, you want your bottom foot still attached to the screener, so that there's no gap there for SGA to split. Right, so he's either running into you or going over the top of you, and then you chase him out or whatever. A hedge is basically exactly the same, except instead of chasing him out when he goes over, you recover back to the big man rolling. But SG is a smart player, man. I like it sprinkled in and just mixing up looks, as Chauncey said, being unpredictable. I'd be worried about Eubanks getting up past the screen too early and then the big man slipping and SGA just hitting him over the top, but maybe that's okay depending on who that big is.
How is that any worse than him playing drop or not blitzing the screen?
Because if they execute properly, it's probably a dunk or a completely wide open three for Isaiah Joe or...
So our normal defense with Eubanks.
Yeah, basically.
And he's not rebounding anyway, so you might as well have him trapping him.
Yeah. I mean, my whole thing, though, is, like, best chance for success is to mix it up and throw that in as a wrinkle. I just feel like if they did that, like, 10, 12 possessions in a row because it worked, like, the first 5, that it would really, really regress.
You know that I am never in the favor of doing that.
I know I'm not arguing with you. You always think I'm arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you.
But, like, yeah.
You said sprinkled it. I've said sprinkled it. I'm giving the reasons why.
Okay, yeah. But, yeah, I absolutely would not ever do the same defensive coverage 12 plays in a row.
I know.
Regardless of who are playing or the matchup or if it's working or not. I think that's always a bad idea. So
yeah, for sure. My whole thing is, if you run drop, it's I feel like you can run drop, and it might not be as good thrown in as a wrinkle because the guard has space, and it's not like a surprise trap and surprisingly aggressive, which can force a turnover. But after running it for 10, 12 times in a row, like... it's still not a situation where maybe a big gets the ball going straight to the rim with no defense in front of him, right? Because you do have the big dropping at least there around the rim. So that's the thing. That's the thing with trapping defenses is if you don't execute it properly, there is more downside because you have both players up. So either hitting the slipping big man, or if he splits it, that can cause like real trouble. So that's why I've been a proponent of trapping more, but that's why me and you, I believe, Eric, don't let me speak for you, but that's why I'm a fan of switching things up so that you're not ready to execute properly offensively. Like the big, if he sees both defenders coming above the screen 10 times in a row, at some point he's just going to start slipping, or somebody's going to tell him to start slipping, and he's going to be looking for that. So that's why me and you are fans of switching it up consistently, so that not even necessarily to confuse teams, but just so that they don't know what exact read or what exact thing to look for to execute against it.
Yeah. And it looks like the Thunder are going to start SGA, Dort, Aaron Wiggins, Jalen Williams, and Poku.
They're not starting Isaiah Joe?
No.
Huh. Because didn't he just have a 23-point game recently? Like last game before?
I think that was with SGA out.
Yeah. Okay, I was with SGA out. But Isaiah Joe's been solid this year. I don't know why the Sixers gave up on him.
Well, they had to cut people because of the roster spot. But yeah, questionable signings that led to that.
Yeah, just seems like any team could use a guy who this year has shot 46% from three on almost 4 attempts per game. Small sample size, he's only playing 11 minutes per game, but he's averaging 3.6 3-point attempts in 11 minutes per game and shooting 46% on them. Per 36, that's 12 3-point attempts.
So, I mean, Poku's not going to, power anyone in the post either. So, I'd almost, if it's anyone other than Eubanks involved in the screen, I say it's an automatic switch tonight between the other 4 players.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't have any problem with that. It should just be automatically switching. And
Drew will be like, that means me too.
Yeah.
He'll switch out onto SGA.
Best switching big in the league, so.
Yeah, Grant will actually get through a screen, and then he'll see Grant get through the screen and stay with SGA, and he'll throw his hands up and stop playing. Mm-hmm. There's a play last game, or maybe it was the game before, where he did that, and it was very frustrating for me. But yeah, I don't know. This game will be interesting just to see if the Blazers just blow them out of the building or if it's close. I have a feeling it's going to be close, but we will see. Anything else in terms of the preview for this one that you want to talk about tonight?
Just hope to see someone off the bench step up, whether that's Sharp. He's usually the most likely person. So playing a guard-heavy team without much size, love to see some lob plays mixed in there. And, hopefully we get out and run a little bit as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Devin Ford, what's up, man? I saw you earlier ask about the trade thing I posted on Twitter. I don't want to get into that on the stream. I want to have a stream in the future talking about OG Anunoby as a trade target, because that's a popular name, and not necessarily as somebody that that the Blazers can easily get or whatever, but just maybe what it would take to have a chance at him in kind of his contract situation, and just kind of have that conversation on a stream that's not the day of a game. And I definitely want to preview this game, because this is basically 2 game previews in one, because we play him twice in a row. Mm-hmm. So just focusing on that today.
Yeah, hopefully we got Nurk back on Wednesday though, so it's a little better to take. What is he
out with?
Calf. They're listing it as. Once again, I'm not sure if it's anything serious or if they're just
just resting him basically and saying his calf is
hurt. Last game they rested Grant with back spasms,
So the one thing obviously that I would worry about is our bench unit. Which that's the case for any game. But with Eubanks starting, I'm assuming Watford's the backup center, and then Winslow's the backup 4, and then you play Keon and Sharp.
They could start Winslow against that lineup, though. I wouldn't be surprised either way.
I mean, that would maybe make you switchable 1 through 5 against SGA. and then you can just help off. I mean, it just depends on who the Thunder are starting.
Whatever happens, Eubanks, Winslow, and Watford have to rebound.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And Grant has to help on the boards.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Josh Hart probably needs to get double-digit rebounds tonight because of that, but that is the one thing that could really equalize things if OKC's not making shots already is just offensive rebounding. So look for the offensive rebounding today. My goal is to keep it in single digits. Don't give up 10 offensive rebounds or more. Less than that. Okay, that is one of my goals for this game. The other goal is to keep OKC below 36% from three. Because that's either one way bad teams or teams that are worse than you can beat you is getting hot from three. So, I think SGA can go off for 35. The Blazers can still win as long as other guys aren't going off from three and other guys aren't having good games. So that's another one of my goals. Under 36% from three. We'll look at both those goals and see if the Blazers achieved it after the game. Do you have any goals, Eric?
Just try to overall rebounds too, which ties into what you were saying. And then I think someone from the bench needs to score at least 10 points.
I like it. Hopefully Shane Sharp. Would be nice to see him have a good game, especially against a younger team. I feel like he's due for a good 3-point shooting game. So, but I'd take Justice Winslow hitting 3 threes again, like he did a couple weeks ago. Anyone. Keon. I feel like Keon could actually be really good in this game. I feel like Keon against Shai is actually probably our best bet defensively. Obviously not going to start Keon, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chauncey tries to match Keon up against SGA a little bit by staggering units.
And I know Dame said he was going to be aggressive, but who in that starting lineup can guard Grant?
Well, I don't even know who their starting lineup is.
Aaron Wiggins and Dort.
Baisley's been solid defensively,
Baisley is out.
Right? Oh, Baisley's out. Dude, I can't keep up with this team, man.
They're starting 4 guards. Wiggins, Jalen Williams, Dort, and Alexander.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jalen Williams might not be terrible. He's not... I wouldn't say he's good defensively at all, but he does have like a 7'2" wingspan. He's like 6'6" with a 7'2" wingspan. Kind of mobile. I assume he'll get the matchup against Grant, but that's a rookie. That's not a good defensive player. Grant should be aggressive attacking him, attacking the rim. They don't have a rim protector, unless you count Poku as one, but I've never really looked at him like that. So... yeah, I don't want Grant to be selling for a bunch of like turnaround mid-range fadeaways against Jalen Williams or whoever's guarding him. I want him going to the rim. If he gets hot and knocks down a jumper, like okay, sure, but I don't want that to. He's had times occasionally this year where he just kind of settles for those tough mid-range shots against some smaller defenders. Mm-hmm. I think he's really good when he just puts his head down and goes to the rim.
Yeah,
so that's what I want to see.
And if he posts up, get to the middle of the paint and go straight up, not fade away. I think there's money on those two.
Yep, get to the free throw line. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's too bad we can't see Chet Holmgren, man. I am bummed out by that. Eric, but with Chet and whoever they draft next year, this OKC team's going to be a problem. SGA, another year under his belt. Got some other young talent that'll get better. This OKC team is building towards something, and it's not like they've traded all their picks for players to help them win some of the games that they've actually won this year. They're not as bad as people realize. So be interesting to see obviously what they do with all those picks long term. But this will be an entertaining game. Hopefully the Blazers can take care of business. 3 games left on this road trip. OKC, then Denver. My goal was a 4-2 trip. The Blazers are currently 2-1. So if they win 2 of the next 3 games, they will achieve their goal of a 4-2 road trip. The easiest thing would be obviously being OKC twice in a row to get to 4-1 on the trip, and then going into Denver and seeing if you can steal one in Mile High City and go 5-1. I mean, this team's playing good basketball right now. Got to take care of business tonight against the Thunder.
Yep, and I hope to see all of you on the post-game show afterwards.
Yep, we'll be live with the post-game show over on the main channel. We will have a live game thread in our Discord as well. Just before we head off here, for chat, this is a question for chat. If you're in our Discord, okay, let me phrase it this way. How many of you are in our Discord but don't understand how Discord works or how our Discord's set up? Let me know in chat if that's you. Because I hear multiple people saying that they just don't even understand how Discord works. So I might have to do a tutorial video on just Discord in general. But yeah, let me know in chat if that's you. Brian Tavish says me. What's up, Gray Hughes? It's been a minute. Thank you, Gray Hughes, with a $10 dono. He says, in case I miss later. Thank you, Gray. Somebody on the last stream was like, where's Gray Hughes been? And I was like, I don't know.
He's been absent because Dame's playing doing well.
yeah, that was said in chat. So you gotta show up if Dame, drops 50 today. So anyway, thank you, Gray, for the $10 dono. So Brian says, me, how do I get into the Discord? There's a link in the description box below for our Discord. Yeah, everything's on the left. Gray, that's what I told him too. Like, you're probably just busy. Everything's on the left. Like, it's organized, threads on the left, like, specific things, different things. And they're categorized by, like, information, discussion, gaming section, previous mock-off seasons. So if you click on those names, it'll show and condense those sections. But yeah, I'll have a tutorial video at some point for Discord, because I know a lot of people might be in it but don't really understand how it works, or they just don't use it. Eric Olson says, I have Discord on my Linux machine. Anyway, anything else, Eric?
No, thanks everyone for watching. Have a good one. Hope you enjoy the game.
Yep, Blazers tip off in 30 minutes. We'll see if they can get the job done tonight. Anyway, you can still bet on the game over on betonline.ag by using the promo code BELIEVE. 50% rewards. BLEAV is that code. Thank you to Bet Online. This has been Blazers Uprise Live. We'll catch you later tonight with the post-game show. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.